today is going to be a very interesting evening. We have the pleasure to have our Dave Stoltz back to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Very happy to be here.
So for those of you who have seen our shows, we had David Stoltz on the show in 2020. That was before COVID-19. And we're so happy to have him back. He's been having a great journey with his music career, and we want to know all about it tonight. So, David Stoltz, tell us what has happened since 2020, since you came to the show the last time.
Well, I played a lot of solo stuff, singing more, working some of it in, and instrumental as well. I played for, I had just about during that time finished playing with J-Mo's jazz band. Mm-hmm. He was winding it down and letting it go, which, considering that he kept it afloat for 14 years or so, you know, and he's, you know, racing towards 80, I think he chose the right thing to do, and there's no problem there. He was so good to us, and it marked a very long period of time. You know, I've been playing with him on and off for 30 years, and it was 30 you know, very wonderful years. Very grateful to him for that. Mm-hmm. And things have well, one thing that I did was an album project which didn't quite make itself out the door yet, maybe someday, with a distant relation. Mm. And so I spent a year on that, which was very well spent, playing with great musicians of our choice and a phenomenal producer. And that's Robin Lynn Traeger. And maybe one of these days we'll find a place for that. But, you know, we're proud of what we did, and mm-hmm. Hope to get it out there. So, a few months ago, a good friend of mine, Mark Greenberg, okay. who was in the Dickie Betts band and was in Dickie Betts and Great Southern, mm-hmm. and I had introduced him to Dickie, and I took him aside and I said, Dickie, I think this is who you want. Mm-hmm. And he did, and he hired him, and I was happy as could be, because
sure.
if you're playing bass guitar with a drummer like that, you know, you got nothing to worry
You're
about.
You're a winner already.
Nothing to worry about.
Yes.
So it's all, everything's all good. So he had an idea about putting the group together that we had done 20 years ago, and he called everybody up, and we tried to make the lineup as close as possible. Mm. A couple of people we couldn't get, one because he's no longer with us, and it was a very good show of interest. Mm-hmm. Everybody was really excited about it. Mark is the organizer and very excited about it. And so we're putting it together. Now, Dickie is retired. He's not going out and playing gigs anymore. Mm-hmm. And he's living in Florida. So what we did was we asked our buddy, Leroy Parnell, who is from Texas. Mm-hmm. He's lived in Nashville for some time, and he's really, you know, what country is all about. And but also his favorite musicians are Dwayne Allman and Greg Allman. Mm. And he emulates
the
them.
Brothers.
Yes,
yes.
Yeah, Allman Brothers, but
yes.
the brothers.
Yes.
And so he did a great job of does a great job of honoring them. But he's got his own thing too, which mm-hmm. is he's more known for country. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people, you know, in the know who he is and are fans of his. And he's in our band too. He's mm-hmm. taking the place of Dickie's fought.
Okay.
And so that's terribly exciting because we've wanted, everybody in the band wanted to play with him for the longest time, and we never kind of got there, you know. But this time the timing is right, and we're moving ahead, and he's very excited about it too, which is great.
When is the reunion taking place?
The reunion is taking place the end of July, and will go for about a month, taking us all over the Eastern Seaboard, and ending in Chicago. And then we'll see what happens after that.
Okay, so it's going to be a few months that you'll be traveling, touring?
More like weeks and months.
Okay.
But however, it may go into that, which is what we're all hoping for.
Okay.
We have a website. It's greatsouthernreunion.com, and in it there are tour dates. You can have them right there and look at them. So we've been preparing the music. We've been reviewing our own old notes and things like that.
Must be very interesting.
Yeah, it's no doubt. You know, because it's kind of a funny thing, because it would make a great play or musical. You know, you take a bunch of guys that in middle age were separated by time to went to regrouping again.
Sure.
And being older, the world has changed.
Yes.
There's new people around. There's people that aren't around anymore.
Yes.
And see what happens.
Okay.
It's gonna be interesting.
And you're starting rehearsal soon, aren't you?
Very soon.
Yes. I wonder how those sounds will be now. Will they be similar as they were 20 years ago, or, you know, because musicians evolve. So I wonder how would that be now?
I'll let you know sooner than later.
I'll be curious to know. Yes. Yes. But
I think we all are. You know, everybody wants to think and hope and live in the reality that time has passed on, but we're getting better and refining.
Sure.
And I think one thing that's going to help is I believe we're going to be quieter than we were before. I had a rig before that looked like two really big refrigerators next to each other, and that was my amplification. And we were really loud, and I have the hearing loss to show for it, unfortunately. But that's not a complaint. You know, to do it again, probably would have do it again.
Yes, Dave. And how was it playing with Dickie Betts, working with him?
It was an incredible experience. We really hit it off, and I loved it. I really, I had to pinch myself every time we played in memory of Elizabeth Reed.
Yes.
Or Southbound. I had to, do a sound check on myself. It's like, I can't believe this. This is absolutely unbelievable. And he has this incredible energy, which comes through his music, comes through his guitar, and it's like lifting you off the ground. It's like being in a lightning storm. You know, just amazing. And that's just him. He's beyond the guitar in certain ways, where it's truly an instrument of expression and of healing too, which is a very interesting subject that we've talked about a little bit before.
We did.
Where my experience was like when I was about 18 or so, I was very sick, and I showed up to play this gig with a band I was in called Portrait Blues, which was with Grayson Hugh and Ralph Rosen and Mark Kaplan and John Weber. And it was one of my favorite bands ever. And played this gig, and during that, whatever it was, symptoms and all, faded and didn't come back. And I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. I like this.
Yes.
This is for me.
Yes.
I've made the right choice.
Sure.
Yes. So playing with Dickie was an amazing experience because he would talk about all sorts of stuff. And, you know, because if you're on a bus, a tour bus going about, you know, 500 to 800 or even 1,000 miles overnight, you got lots of time to talk. And one thing that can easily be said about Dickie or JMO too, is that they are never boring. They don't know anything about that. They are larger than life. They are exciting. They are interesting, and pretty funny. I got to say, there are some times that are just nuts. And he's full of great, you know, one-liners, and some of them are original. You know, he doesn't serve leftovers. You're getting new stuff.
It's interesting that you say about Dickie Betts, the
Yes.
impression that you had about him,
Yeah.
and how he was larger than life and his energy when he was playing.
Yes.
Because as I've told you many times, when I've seen you play and I've heard you play, like you evoke that same impression or that same sensation in me. Like when I
thank
see you
for that.
play, no, I honestly say that. You're very genuine and very authentic in your playing. You could see that you're really enjoying each and every note, be it the guitar, be it the bass playing, you know, it is really, and it comes across. I think sometimes musicians don't realize how are they impacting the audience. They're playing, they're focused on their music, on their creation, on the song, and they don't realize how much they're transmitting with their energy to the people that are listening. And that's how I feel when I listen to you. You know, and as we were saying earlier, nowadays music is being used in therapy. You know, we're just in the Mental Awareness Month, and, you know, music is one of those things that is being, you know, brought to the surface as to the healing powers that it has. Even for me, I work in the corporate world, and I receive every so-and-so an email with, you know, music playlists from Spotify, and it's from work. You know, it's the company sending us those music so we listen to it while we work. When in the past would you ever hear that when people were in their desks at offices? You know, it's just a new generation, a new understanding of how music really influences our emotions and our feelings, and it just makes us more relaxed and productive. So again, I just wanted to remind you that you're one of those musicians that really comes across as very, you know, powerful and genuine, and thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. I was fortunate to have in my life people that helped that along through things that they said or things that they did, and I'm grateful for all of that. You know, there was this band called Tony Williams Lifetime. There was another band called Mahavishnu Orchestra, and that had some of the same people in it. And I understood through them because they had those kind of qualities in, you know, big time.
And I know another of your mentors was Les Paul, wasn't he?
Oh, yes. He was another one. Him for sure. He had that type of phenomenal energy that could evoke different moods. We're transporting.
Sure.
If he played, you know, if he played Somewhere Over the Rainbow with his trio, that's what you got.
Yes.
You know, he was the. You know, he was a real deal. He was no poser, and he put love into everything that he did. The last time I ever saw him was only a few months before he passed on, and we were at the Iridium, and there was this mixing board and there were some problems with it. You know, something wasn't quite right. And he immediately went down there, and on his back, he was working on it. Now this is the club. The club was closed. They're ready to lock up. This is about 1:30 in the morning, and Les at that time, he was like 94, you know, and he all that he could think about, he wanted to fix that thing.
Yeah, he was.
And I'm sure he did.
Yeah, I'm sure he did too.
And I kept waiting, but I couldn't wait any longer, and I didn't want to contribute to making them stay open any later than they already were. So I said to his son, I said, just, Rusty, please tell your dad I said good night.
Yeah.
Where's your bass player?
This is Dave Stoltz. Dave Stoltz.
Bring that bass player up in here. Okay. Yeah, but I like to see what the hell I'm hearing.
So what do you look on a song when you decide that it's going to be part of your repertoire? What are the things that make you say, that one, I want to play that song?
My answer to that would be probably nothing. You know, because it's beyond reason. It's beyond whatever, you know, can be analyzed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that doesn't really, it happens faster than that.
Okay.
It happens right away.
Okay.
When I heard this song, it was in my, you know, my parents' living room when I was about 19 or 20 or something like that. And when I heard it, I was like, flipped. Couldn't believe it. And it stayed, you know, pretty much on the top of my playlist for, you know, ever since.
Yes, yes.
Those things are, you know, they're not decided. They just happen. You have a reaction, a chain reaction, and everything feels right.
That's true. That's true.
And that also goes into, you know, writing a song. So important to have that because that's the essence of it. Without that, there's not much to talk about.
Are you still writing, David?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, not lately, but for the album that I did last year, we co-wrote just about everything in it, and it was easy to do. It's the first time I'd ever really, you know, seriously written with anybody, and it wasn't hard. We didn't stay up all night trying to figure it out. Things just kind of came together, which is a lot more interesting than a knockdown drag out with yourself.
As a musician, if there was anything that you could pick up again and do, is there anything that you have in mind that you probably left behind and said, well, I'll
A
take
song
upon it
or an instrument?
a
you mean?
song, an instrument, an idea.
I would really like upright bass, which I dabbled with when I went to the Hartford Conservatory.
Okay.
The problem is that the instrument is it's huge,
Yeah. There's,
and it's we live in a relatively small house, and I think the dimensions of the bass are probably pretty close. I don't know if I can get it through, but and they're very expensive. I figured out that the only upright bass that I could play, the only ones I can get a sound out of, have to be worth at least $20,000 to $30,000.
wow.
And I had this. I was kicking this can down the road of like, well, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to stick with the bass guitar, and I'm going to make the best I can do with that, because it seems like the thing to do in this world. And but by the time I hit, say, like 70, I just made this up. By 70, if there's nothing really much shaken with the bass guitar, then I'll sell most all of them and get like a really good upright, and get lessons from one of the Hartford Symphony players that I knew, and really go at it in retirement time. Well, since then, I'm 71, and I'm working retiree, collecting. So it's like, okay, so what you doing, Dave? So I'm going to have to make it 80 or something. Kind of like raise the debt ceiling limit. Like, if they can do it, we can do it too. Won't cost anybody anything.
So what would you say is the main difference between both sounds, the bass guitar, electrical,
about
and
$30,000. But the difference is that and this may sound strange to say, but it's an upright bass like that. If it's a really, really good one, they're kind of like, it's kind of a living thing. I look at it that way.
Is it more grounded because
totally,
of the...
Totally, well said, totally
Yes,
grounded.
that's what I would imagine.
It has a
because of
life all its own.
The shape and is in the ground.
Yeah.
Literally, you don't have it on you. Is more, you're just holding it, like you're embracing someone. It's like it has a personality.
Yes.
And yeah.
And
okay.
it can speak.
Yes.
And they're gorgeous to look at. They feel good to play, provided my calluses will stand up to that.
Sure.
But I haven't given up on it. My hands are still in good shape, and maybe one day I'll get one.
Well, anything
So
we
in
can
answer
do
to
to
your question,
help you,
sorry?
we're here. Anything we can do to make that happen, if we can do anything.
Go fund me. That'll be the fastest point from here to there.
Yes.
Take up
Yes.
a collection. This is, by the way, how music has changed. We are into. My theory is we are in the age of the tip jar.
Yes.
Because rates don't go up fast enough for us
Yes.
all, But if you have a tip jar, you can certainly make some headway.
Yes. David.
And
thank
feel
you.
a little bit more satisfied when you walk out of the club.
Yes. David, thank you for delighting us not only with your music, but your great smile.
Back at ya.
I was listening to a podcast recently, and it said that a smile is the welcoming to one's soul. So when you smile to someone and you smile genuinely, it's like you're saying, hey, come in. You know, I'm here. So thank you so much for saying yes, of being in the program.
Oh, I thank you.
I'm pretty sure the audience doesn't want you to leave without hearing you again. So if you would delight us with another song, that would be great.
Okay, I got one. It's a blues
Okay.
tune, and I think what is remarkable about blues now is that I think that it's not getting too modernized, because I think that the tradition is extremely important, because that's what got us there in the first place. So the idea is, I think, held by many, is to keep it going, and in whatever you do, somehow keep it relevant, however you can.
Yes.
And there certainly are people doing that. There are people doing that right around here. Some remarkably talented guitar players that I've had the great pleasure to play with, and some absolute killer drummers, and some of them have played with with famous people, and they have learned so much. And to be in this area, to be in Connecticut, we're really, really fortunate, because there's
true.
much to be learned and much to be shared, and
Lots of talent.
and keep it going, and new fans do show up. As a matter of fact, at Hartford Road Cafe, I met these people that lived just down the road from where I grew up, and we got into a terrific conversation. And I don't think they're big-time nightclubbers, and they were like in their 50s and 60s, but they were having a good time, and we all got room for that.
Yes, yes.
Oh, so I got to play something. Right. This is a Little Richard tune that Johnny Winter, brought it up and made it even more famous than it was. I want to hear Miss Ann. I want to hear you call my name. I want to hear Miss Ann. I want to hear you call my name. I love it how she calls it. She calls it so sweet and plain. When I told